This is my studio, otherwise known as one of the four walls of my living room. I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of where things are, but then go through a bit slower and give you a good nosy through all the drawers and in my locker, because I know what people are like. I know you want to see inside the drawers. I have a really small space to work from, plus I have ADHD, so I have to keep things semi-efficient to be able to do anything. And this current setup is working for me, mostly. So I've kind of split my workspace into two sections. On the right, we have my more crafty making section. I've got a lot of my personal collection of stuff over here, but also this is where I will come and sit at my desk and make products, design them, physically make them. I've got my materials in there. And then the only thing that's not over here is my printer. I have two actually, and they're both over here, but we'll get there in a second. Separating the two sides of the room, I have this metal storage locker, and I didn't intend for there to be so many plants up here, but I have nowhere to put them, so for now that's where they will stay. But I can probably utilize that space a bit more efficiently storage wise, but also I was thinking to maybe get a neon sign to go up there. I feel like that would be really cute, or an acrylic sign. And then this is where I pack orders. So all my ready-made products are over here, and just a big load of space to pack my orders. So I'm just going to go through the bits I think you're going to care about. Disclaimer, this random plant is not there to stay. As you can see, it's not in the best position, but for now, again, I don't have anywhere to put this, so here's where it will stay for a minute. Let's start with my pegboards. I've got tech stuff up here. This is basically my tech section, apart from those tools, but whatever. I have my laptop and iPad in here, so it's easily accessible, and my headphones up here too. Again, so they're easily accessible. I use these all day, every day, so I need to have them ready, and it's that deep that I've literally got two, so if one is dead, then I can use the other one. Below this pegboard, I have my cutting machine, so I just use the A4 mats currently, so it slots under the middle there, and I have all of my tools up there, so they are close by, and it's easy for me to make my stuff. One thing about these pegboards as well is that they're magnetic, so I can actually stick my DJI Osmo Pocket onto them. Don't know why I've chosen that angle and I've got one right above me, but I guess it gives you less of a view of my living room. So these things here aren't really work related. I've got my photo printer, some washi tape, just some random junk in those crates that I wanted to hide away. And then this is stuff that I reach for quite often, like a business notepad that I will put my last used cut settings in there, and any calculations or whatever that I'm trying to work out, I'll put it in there as well. Got my junk journal, my 2026 Hobonichi weeks that I can't even use yet, sticker book, and then just some notepads, and my work iPad that I still haven't really utilized properly. I've got some prints off the top of my head. I've got some from, who knows, Merly Mail, Eggs Doodles, Sophia's Mail Club, Olive and Mabel. If there's anything in particular you want to know where it's from, let me know and I can let you know. This pegboard I'm definitely not utilizing properly. I have no idea what to put up here, so I thought memo pads would be a good idea because I'm very forgetful, but to be honest, I've even forgot that they're up there. This little clamp I use for filming overhead shots, very useful actually, and highly recommend. It's on my Amazon storefront, which will be linked in the description. I've got a couple of plants as fillers because, as you can see, it's very empty. I need to figure out what I want in front of me at this desk because my other desk is super full, but this one doesn't have much at all. I kind of just use it to hide things. I've got scissors in there where my kids can't see them. My desk chair is from Flexi Spot. This was a gifted partnership via TikTok, but I was never told to say anything about it on YouTube, but I thought I should mention it because it's really good. I don't think I can do this with one hand, but I've clicked the button so I can show you that it literally folds in half, and then that means I can just push it under my desk. And if you have a small workspace, you'll know how much of a lifesaver that can be. If I put it landscape, it fits under even better as well. And then it's super easy to fold back up. I definitely find it really useful. And it's not just useful, it's actually really, really comfortable. I have never sat at my desk more often than I have with this chair. Oh, it also has a footrest, which I forgot to mention. Let's show you under my desk actually. So I've got this big, is it called a portfolio? Ignore my cable management. That's obviously not my area of expertise. But under my desk, I have this big portfolio. It's got some big plain paper, basically, if I ever want to use that for product photography. And my spare cutting mats are in there as well. And then over here, it's just like some materials. Like I've got magnets at the bottom, some paper, and then in that middle tier, I've got my notepad stock and some envelopes. And then at the top, I don't even know what's up there, so I hope it's not useful because I've forgotten about it. I've got these drawers here full of materials. I'm going to set my camera up so you can get a slightly better look. I can't figure out the best way to film this, so this is as good as you're getting. Is it? I think it might be. The top drawer is so heavy that it won't open without moving. That's one thing that's annoying about these drawers, is that it's on wheels. The other drawers aren't quite as filled, so I'll go through those. The top one is just my personal stuff anyway, like my notebooks, and I've got a sticker book in there too. The second one is laminates, because I use this very often for both my stickers and my bookmarks. The next one, see, this is not a good angle, is it? The next one is sticker paper. I've got more laminate in here, but this is the ones that I don't use as much, like my sparkly ones or holographic. These are my papers that I use for my bookmarks, my backing cards, my business cards as well, or like thank you cards for my orders, which I just make myself. And then the bottom is like kind of miscellaneous, I guess. Random materials like bits of card that I don't want to throw away and might be good for backing orders. I've got a magnetic sheet there at the top. So as you may or may not have noticed, this is a sit-stand desk, but I just always have it in the standing position. I'm currently sitting on my chair and this is what it looks like from down here. Underneath my desk, I've got my 2 printers. So my main printer is this one at the top. It's the Epson ET8550. Love her. That's the one I use most of the time, but the one I had before her was the Canon IP8750, and I do really love that printer too, hence why I haven't got rid of it yet. There's one, maybe 2 sticker sheets that don't print properly on my Epson, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's how I formatted it in Procreate, who knows, but I still print those on the Canon, so until I figure that out, I'm keeping her. And then this yellow trolley is actually mostly craft stuff for me, like for junk journaling. Apart from that, like roll of tissue here, which is for packing orders. I have no idea where to put that right now. Probably going to put it in a storage cupboard in my hallway. Oh, I just realized my laminate is down there as well. I'll go over my packing station next before I do my locker. I don't know, it feels like that makes the most sense. So over here, I have all of my die cut stickers. I've just put these little clear plastic things, aren't from IKEA, even though the pegboards from IKEA. I've just used command strips to stick them on. They are just from AliExpress. I'm not 100% happy with how this looks, but it's quite efficient for me for now when I'm packing orders to be able to just pick them up pretty easily. And then all my ready-made sticker sheets are down here in these little clear acrylic drawers. These are all B-grade stuff. Moving my plant out the way, I actually do also have mini sticker sheets, so that's what's in here. And then some of these veg that I just don't have space for up here on my shelf because I haven't got rid of the spring-summer stuff yet. Up here, we just have some stuff I don't want my kids to reach, like my Stanley knife and some like package openers, and then random things that I know I'll definitely lose if I don't have them up here. Glue. My thank you cards usually slot behind all the crap. And then I've got string and ribbon that I can easily pull off when I want to use it. I've got stickers for when I'm packing my orders. All of my stamps are in here. I've got my second class stamps back here. These are my old packaging stickers, but I've got new ones now, and I'll just use these up when these run out before I make some new ones. This is some freebie bookmarks and some paper just to write notes if I need to. I sometimes do that when I run out of thank you cards. Under here is just a bunch of that kind of like packing crinkled paper to pad out people's orders so that they arrive nice and safe. And then in here, I had no idea what to use this for, but I really wanted to use it. So I've put my freebie stickers in here. So all orders currently are getting one of these, which is also my current packaging stickers, and a little shop small bead sticker as well. And then for October, I've designed a Twilight inspired collection. So I've made some Twilight freebies as well. So we have a Bella's bedroom one, which is her room, the wolf from the bracelet that Jacob gifted her for her graduation in Eclipse, and her camera that her dad gifted her in New Moon for her birthday. We've got the little deer from the opening scene of the first movie, and then a Twilight director's cut thing, I don't even know what it's called, which is actually not from that scene. I don't remember what scene it's from, but I scanned that in from my Twilight archive book, and then some Twilight-esque foliage, if that's the right word. Foliage? I don't know. Flowers and leaves and whatever. And then, of course, I had to do one of the Swan residence and the iconic truck. I've got the Forks and La Push sign in the back as well. And then the leaf, because it's just autumn vibes, isn't it? And then that tape is actually a bit of my own washi tape that, again, I scanned in. And I think the car as well is scanned in from the Twilight Archive book. Any orders with the October sticker sheet or the October bundle, which has the Twilight craft papers in as well, will get one of these at random. These baskets I've actually never used. I haven't had them very long, to be fair, but right now I just use it to put stuff in that I don't know where it goes at the moment. But I did want to use it for like packing videos, especially now I've got my setup like this, where it can kind of look like I'm picking and packing things in a shop, if that makes sense. Moving over here, we are at the proper packing part now. I have got my fan up there, very much needed as someone who cannot regulate her own body temperature. But what I'm actually trying to show you is the cardboard boxes. That's where I keep them. As you can see, it's a little bit empty. I need to refill it with the bigger boxes. Underneath here, I've got my whiteboard. And then here, like I said, is my like proper packing bits. So I've got my label printer. And then over here, I've got my weighing scales that look super grubby, so I'm going to move those out the way. And then this usually doesn't live here, but I have no idea where to put them at the moment. I've made some scrap paper packs, and the ones that I've got ready made up are just living in here. I need to figure out a storage solution for these, but usually it's just my little plastic things that I'm trying to use up so I can get compostable ones, even though I can't find compostable ones this size, which is a bit annoying. But I'll keep looking. This is what I currently use for my bookmarks. And then I have little compostable, and these ones are for my smaller stickers if someone makes a smaller sticker order. My mystery packs, I still want them to be eco-friendly, but also affordable packaging, but also still a little bit of an element of mystery when you receive it. So I don't want to put them in a clear bag. So I've got these little glassine bags. And then for the bigger mystery packs, I have a bigger size. And those are the same bags that I use for the scrap packs as well. And then I've got a small size of these compostable bags for my smaller sticker sheets, and then a bigger size for the bigger sheets. I've got big envelopes and small envelopes, and then the A4 ones are under my desk because I don't use those very often. And then every package more or less comes in one of these like blue paper bags tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. No, they are actually in blue paper bags and tied up with string. And then I've got this Royal Mail letter guide because I've been rejected at the post office one too many times. And I'm sure they overcharge you on purpose at the post office, because every time I try and buy the next size up, they try and charge me some ridiculous stuff, but then I'm too scared to say no. So that's that currently. Let's look through these lockers, shall we? At the top, we have the things I want to access the most-ish, the top 2 levels, I would say. This is my cold roll laminator for my stickers. After I apply self-adhesive laminate, I put it through the laminator just to make sure that it's all pressed down nicely and your stickers are super great quality. This is for personal use. It's just my washi tapes, and I think there's some other stuff in there, but I don't even remember. I've got some new colouring pencils, so I've just stuffed these in here because I have nowhere else to put it. A little bit of a spoiler or a teaser. I want to make some little A6 sketchbooks. So when I saw these in TK Maxx for $2.99, I was like, okay, let me grab those. And I thought I could make some nice quality sketchbooks that I can release as like a one-off in my shop as well. Up here is my magazines for when I want to cut stuff out. And also my zines. I don't have that many zines, so there's like 4 of them in there. All my stamps are in here. Again, that's mostly personal craft stuff. This label maker I do use for business purposes though. That's why that's slotted in there. And then moving down to this layer, I have my printer inks, as you can see, right at the front. I don't even reach for these very often, so I could put them further back. But this is just where I'm keeping them at the moment. And then just some more artsy, crafty stuff. Because my favourite hobbies are arts and crafts and my business is arts and crafts, a lot of my stuff is both for personal use and business use. Here in this crate that I absolutely hate. Oh, these white crates, by the way, the mesh ones, are from IKEA. But this is the tech stuff that I want to reach for. So that's the camera I use for my sit-down videos. I have my hard drives in here, my camera accessories, my phone accessories, some chargers and adapters and whatnot. This is just badge making supplies. I don't know why I've got so many. I might downsize that and put it under my bed because I've got storage under my bed and I can utilize that space a bit better. And then next to that is my badge maker. Again, not fully utilized. I need to make some more badges. I've got a few, which you may have seen on my shelf, but I wanted to... And then down one final layer, there is just some stock down here. So these are my reusable sticker books and then some flashcards. I've put my bookbinding press on top because I have no idea where to store that, to be honest. It's quite awkwardly shaped. And then over here, we've got a bag of this stuff. And then... little bit random, but I've got a Zutta binding machine because I went through a period of really wanting to make spiral bound books, but I couldn't justify getting a We Are Makers, what are they called? I forgot what they're called, one of the book binding presses. So I got this guy for $20 on Vinted. And have I used it? No, I have not. Might have to sell it on. I do that a lot. I make impulse purchases. Can't help myself. But yeah, I think that's actually it, you know. There are some things I don't have in here, like my rolls of laminate and my guillotine, whatever you want to call it. Those are in the cupboard in my hallway. I've got some more stock under my bed because I've got an ottoman bed. If there's anything that I showed but didn't explain but you want to know more about, then just comment below. Most of the stuff will be tagged in the description if you're interested in any of the stuff that I've shown you. And if it's not, then just comment and I can send you one. I also wanted to say while I'm here, thank you guys for 100 views on my last video, which sounds so pathetic, but starting a new channel, I've been struggling to keep up with my weekly videos, but I've been persisting anyway. And it's hard when you start off with 0 subscribers and very minimal views. But when I checked my views at 206 this morning and I saw that my video was on exactly 100 views, I did feel a bit like, okay, perhaps I'll continue. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that your support doesn't go unappreciated. I read all the comments and see all the likes and the subscribe, so thank you very much. I've got some tutorials planned, vlogs, days in the life. I want to start a Patreon, so I'm going to document that journey as well. Loads of fun stuff planned, so if any of that interests you, any art and or small business related stuff, then feel free to subscribe. I'm going to go before I start yapping too much. Bye!